Here is a query with quite some errors. In this video, we will fix all these errors and will transform the table from this to this. Let's get it started. Hello everyone, my name is Christian, and today we are going to go through the errors that might happen in Power Query. They are classified in two types, step level errors and cell level errors. The step level errors will not let your query load or refresh until the errors are fixed, and they occur when a query can find a data source, when the query didn't find the column of the table that was searching for, or when there's a typo in the code of the step. The cell level errors will load your query, but the cells with the issue will be blank. These errors occur when Power Query couldn't convert all cells of a column to a specific data type, or when an operational column is created and one of the columns is formatted wrong. So let's get to the Excel file that I have prepared and face the errors. By the way, if you want to follow along, check out the workbook from the link in the description. So we open the Excel file, but no error is popping up. This is because the query has not been refreshed yet. But at the first sight, we can see that some of the cells are empty, which I presume contain cell level errors. Let's go to the Data tab and display the queries of this Excel file. We can see that the download of the query did not complete. And if we click on Refresh the queries, an error window is popping up. Excel is letting us know that the query couldn't find its source. So if we look closely, here we can see the path where the source is supposed to be. So let's click OK and check out if the source is indeed in there. According to the Excel error, our file was supposed to be in disk D, Power Query folder, Materials folder, and inside this Frozen Desserts folder, but it's nothing in here. So we'll have to change the path to our source file within the Excel. Fortunately, I downloaded the materials from the link in the description, so I have them in the Downloads folder and in here. So let's go back to our Excel file, right-click on the query, Edit. Let's go back to our source step and then click on Data Source Settings, change source. Here is our original path that is not actual anymore. So let's click on Browse and make sure you go to your Downloads folder and enter the Materials folder and select the Frozen Desserts table. And now import. OK, and close. And now if you refresh the preview, our error is gone. So let's check the other steps if they are OK. This one it's OK. And on the Change Type step, we got an error. Whenever an error is occurring into Power Query Editor, this yellow pen is showing up. And it helps us to identify what is actually wrong with this step. We can see here that the column called position number of the table wasn't found. What we could do is to delete the change type step or to go into the code of this step and see what's wrong. We can see here there's a column called position number that was changed to text type. And if the column is missing, then we have to delete it from here. Press on Enter. Now another error is popping up, which says that a product code column is missing from the table. Let's search again for the product code. We have it in here. Let's delete it also. And then it says that the product type column is missing. So let's find it and delete it also from this step. And now I think the step level errors are gone. Next, let's face the cell level errors. First column that we're going to fix is the date column. But before we're doing that, we need to see the data in its original state. So I would suggest that we delete the change type step and also these two other steps. Now the data is in its original state. We can see that the date column has some strange dates, but fortunately, Near the date column, there is the country column, which gives us a hint that the dates should be formatted according to the country displayed in each row. So what we are going to do now is to see how many countries do we have in here. So we have 3 countries, Italy, Japan, and USA. And we are going to create 3 custom columns where we are extracting the dates for each specific country. Let's go to that column, custom column. Let's name our column USA date. And let's write if country equals to USA, then get the content from the date column. Else, null. And click OK. Let's do it one more time for the Italy. We will call it Italy date. And we will say if country equals to Italy, then get the date, else null. Right, like this. And let's do it for Japan. If country equals to Japan, then date, else null. Now we are going to format each column according to their country. Let's right click on the USA date column, change type, and using locale. Here on the data tab, let's choose date. And now let's search for the English date format of USA. And click OK. Let's do it the same for the Italy. Change type, using locale. Choosing date. And searching for Italy. And doing the same for Japan. Now we are sure that each column with the dates is formatted properly. Now it is left to merge these 3 columns. Select all 3 of them, right click, merge columns, and we will call it dates. Let's reorder it and delete. The next column to deal with is quantity. We can see that the content for the whole column is filled with errors, but on the other side, on the column overview, there are 0% of errors. This is because the content of the actual column is the error text. Unfortunately, we cannot use this column in any way, so we will delete it and then we will get the quantity dividing the total amount by the price per unit. Let's delete it and let's face the price per unit column. Here, if we right click and change the data type to decimal number, we get some errors. So let's see what is wrong with this content. We can see that in row 5, instead of 1, there is a letter, which might be a capital I. Let's copy it and let's try to replace this value with an actual one. Right click, change, and it seems that we don't have change value in here. So I think we would want to format this whole column as text first. And now if we right click, we have the replace values. Let's replace the value. Let's search for this letter and let's replace it with 1 and click OK. Now let's change it to decimal number to see if we fixed it. And It seems that we did not. We need also to change the dot to a comma. So let's replace another value. Let's replace dot with the comma. Let's check it out now. And now it seems there are no errors anymore. So I think we've done with the price per unit column. Let's get to the total. Here we need to see first what columns are with errors. Let's change type to decimal number. And we can see that there are quite a lot of errors. Let's check the original content. So we can see that we have in here the dollar symbol, and that in some of the columns we have a capital O instead of a 0, and as in the previous column we have a capital Y instead of 1. So let's change this column to text, and now let's replace some values. We will replace the capital O with 0. We will replace the capital Y with 1. And we will replace the dollar sign with nothing. And click OK. And I also can see that on some of the columns we have dots instead of commas. So that's messing up our decimal separation. We would also want to replace the dot with the comma. Now, if we apply the change type step, we have 0 error. Now we need to add a quantity column, but that would be easy to do. We need to select first the total amount and then the price per unit column, then go to add column and insert a division column. Let's move it in here before the price per unit and rename it as quantity. So now we are ready to load the query. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the tutorial, and also check out my other videos as well. I'm sure you will find useful content in there. See you.